Hey! So it is 5:21 p.m. Usually I start these live videos at 5 p.m. Pacific, so I apologize to any of you who may have tuned in at 5 or were looking for the video at 5. I received a phone call at exactly 5 p.m. and I had to take it. It was an important business call. And the whole time I was like trying to wrap it up faster so that I could get onto this video with you. I feel so happy right now, and I wish I could tell you exactly why. I'm working on an event and I can't share the details yet publicly, but I will I just can't wait to tell you exactly what I've been working on, which should be in like a week and a half. So in 2 weeks, in the next video, remind me if I forget to tell you about this, because it's like been such a joy to put this event together, and it's come together in beautiful ways. And I think that that's a great way to start this video, is to remind you that things come together in ways that we often don't expect. And that's why it's important to not have expectations, but to have goals, but to have dreams, and move towards things that we want without being attached to the exact outcome. And when I started the process of this specific event, I'm actually working on a few, but this one specifically, I had a vision of it, and it felt very overwhelming. In fact, I procrastinated working on this event for a while, and then when I finally was like, okay, I can't waste any more time, I need to just dive in and get to work on this, I started to feel like I was too far behind. And this is a common thing. If any of you guys know me well and have been following my work and seeing me talk about this, I tend to procrastinate. I like to do things last minute. So that's basically what happened with this, and I got afraid that it was going to impact the success of this event. Well, let me tell you that sometimes doing things last minute can work to your benefit, and a lot of things can come together very, very fast. So that's what has happened with this event. I know I'm being very vague, but again, there's a reason I can't share it with you yet, and I will explain it all in 2 weeks. And I'll be like so excited to tell you guys. Wait, was it 2 weeks? Yeah, 2 weeks, on July 10th for the next live video. Hi, Unlimited Flows. Thanks for being here. I love that username, by the way. So yes, that is the thing that I want to start off this video, is just sharing why I'm in a good mood and feeling really energetic. And it's funny because I had a list of all of these things that I want to accomplish today, and I didn't get to the majority of them. And I'm feeling like a little uneasy about the fact that I didn't work on everything that I wanted to do. But it's fine because everything is happening in its own way. That's another thing that I've realized, and I'm learning with events, but I should know this with past experiences, is that this event planning has taken a lot more time than I thought it was going to. Like a lot. And I think I'm now really understanding why people get stressed about putting on events, but also why events are pricey and sometimes don't have the greatest profit. So one of the events that I'm working on that is hopefully, again, crossing my fingers because I feel a little bit stressed about it, coming together is a event for content creators. And this is like big passion of mine, is educating content creators. If you guys didn't know this about me already, this is a huge part of not only my passion and my career, but it's like things I'm constantly working on, is how do I help support other content creators? For me, having been a content creator for many years now, but also a full-time content creator, I want to help other content creators make money. So monetization is a huge part of my passions and what I do now, and it's like more and more so. I literally get butterflies when I talk about monetization, because it's like I love talking about it, strategizing, researching, improving, manifesting. Like the call I just got off of today, like could lead to a great business opportunity for me, and I didn't even know that that call was going to happen. So it's like setting yourself up for success is huge, and I love coaching people on how to do this. If any of you guys need support on that, you can now actually visit creativewealth.com, and that will direct you to the Creative Wealth community. And that's my online, kind of like a mastermind group that I've been running for almost 2 years now. And I'm gearing up for the 2-year anniversary for that. I have so much to share with you guys. So I'm just kind of rattling through a bunch of things. But anyways, if you go to creativewealth.com, you can check out the community. And then eventually I will have information about the online course that I am running for Creative Wealth. And I am tweaking my other website, whitneylauritsen.com, which kind of links out to all sorts of things and has information about my consulting, my one-on-one coaching. So my point is, if you guys ever want support with that, you can go to those websites, or you can just private message me or email me, whatever's easiest for you to find what you're looking for. So the event that I'm working on after this secret one that I can't tell you about yet, but a little bit more public event that I'm working on is hopefully going to happen in September in Los Angeles. I'm partnering with this amazing company to do this one-day event that I hope will turn into a full, like, multiple day conference. That is like my big vision and goal at the moment. And I'm brand new to doing this. I've been doing meetups for a while. I've been doing online trainings for a while. I've spoken at a lot of events and done all of that. But putting on my own big event is new to me. And this small secret event that I was just talking about has been great practice for me. One thing I've noticed is, like, when I talk to other event coordinators, they're often like super stressed out, and they money comes up a lot with this. So great example is Vita Vegan Con, which was this wonderful conference that was designed for vegan bloggers and kind of social media influencers as well. It was a little before its time. It happened, I think, in 2013, 14, I think the first one was 2012. Then they maybe skipped a year, and the last one was 2015. I think that the second one must have been 2014. Anyways, it was a phenomenal event, but the creators, it seems like it was way too stressful for them and not cost effective. So in terms of how much they were putting into their work, it just didn't make sense for them anymore because they weren't getting a big profit. And now I can understand why. Because even putting together this small event that I've been working on has taken so much time. I've spent the entire day today working on this. I spent all of, I think, Friday and like sprinkles of Thursday, and this event is very small. You'll understand. I can't wait to tell you about it. Like, seriously, I think you guys are gonna love learning about what I'm doing, because like I shocked myself with how this has all come together. And I am very happy. Flower Powers, thank you for being here. I'm just like, this is an example of what happens when you're in your element and you're doing things that you love. And I knew that I wanted to do events. It's a big focus of mine for 2017. And doing this event that I'm working on right now, the mini one, is because I'm kind of working on 2 at once at least, but this has just reminded me how much I love doing it. So sometimes when you put everything else that you feel like you should do aside and all you want to do is focus on something else, you realize that's where your passion is, and that's really where you should put in your energy. And that would be a tip for you guys about following your dreams. So yeah, I'm just stoked. And like, it's also beautiful because it's actually like moved me to tears, and I'll probably cry when I tell you guys about this secret event in a couple weeks. But I am just amazed at how it's all coming together and the support that I've received. It's just like, because it's kind of last minute, like I've been planning this, I just really can't share too much. You completely understand why in 2 weeks. Like, I'm not purposely trying to hide anything from you guys, but you'll understand it all when I share in 2 weeks. And I'm just like blown away by the support that I've received. It's like, I can't even believe it. It's almost like this event has taken on a mind and energy of its own. And that's the interesting thing too. I think that's what happens when you're really passionate about something and you're in alignment with something really good. And it's like tapping into the universe, right? Understanding that you're taken care of. That's something that I've worked so hard to trust. And I would encourage all of you guys I'm reading a comment and talking at the same time from Flower Powers. He says, "I'm happy for you. I support you all the way. That means the world." You know, it's when you're in alignment with things, everything falls together. Even when you have obstacles or you think there'll be obstacles, they just kind of fade away. And trusting that everything's going to work out. My friends had to say this to me a few times last week, because last week I was very stressed. This event's coming up and I wanted to have it be a certain way, and I was talking to a few of my friends about it to get support, and they're like, don't worry, everything's going to come together. And there is part of me that's like, but what if it doesn't come together? Like, I don't want to let anybody down, and like, I want it to be this way, all of that. And you know, it's just amazing, like, when you do trust, or even sometimes when you don't trust, how things happen anyways. So trust is helpful because it allows the energy to move in a very flowy way. If you're resistant to things, the energy can still move and things can still work out really well, but you kind of like work against it. I actually heard this phrased really well. I think in this ebook I'm listening to, you know, I listen to so many ebooks, or audiobooks I should say, and one of them was talking about the energy and how, for example, if we say negative things out loud, it actually just confuses the universe and it blocks things. It doesn't mean that it makes things impossible, it just makes things harder. So what I'm really trying to practice, and is not easy, is to trust even when I don't feel like I can trust. And that is a huge exercise in itself. It's like anything else that you need to practice, right? Practice makes perfect, they say. And when you start doing something, you're not very good at it at first, because you just need to learn how to do it. You need to practice it. You get better and better. Have any of you guys seen, there's this great video about a skateboarder, and I forget exactly the stats on it, but it went around, I think, on Facebook, of this guy that was trying really hard to land this special skateboarding trick. If I remember, I'm going to write a note for myself right now to put this in the description field of this video, in case you haven't seen it yet. But it's basically the video of him trying, I think like hundreds of times, to literally land this certain move. And the video it's like a 3-minute long video, I think, and it shows him failing over and over and over again. Now, not only is he failing each time, but he's recording all of his failures. And then at the end of the video, I don't mean to ruin the surprise, but I think it describes it as what happens anyways, is he finally lands it. And you're sitting there watching this video and you're like, yeah, he's failing. But it actually helps psychologically to watch the entire video and see how many times he failed and how he never gave up. And a lot of people give up way too early, is they metaphorically are trying to land something, of trying to reach some goal. So metaphorically it would be like, you know, land the skateboarding trick. But they give up after 5 tries or 10 tries or 20. But how many people keep going no matter what until they get it right and trust the entire time that they will? And a lot of times it's not just practicing something, but it's being committed to something. And that commitment is where the impact really comes. But the trust, you know what, it's also equal. I was talking to my dear friend Jason today, and he was telling me how he has been working really hard to bring in abundance to his life and to trust that the universe will provide for him. And he wanted to have money with ease and grace. And as he was talking, I was like, you know, I feel like I need to phrase things that way too, because that's what I want, but I don't always ask for it. So it helps to ask for things. And Jason was telling me how today he woke up and, long story short, he received an additional $1,000 from a project that he's working on, just because. He didn't do anything extra. He didn't ask for it. He just received it. And when you study money and abundance and you study business, you see how all of this stuff is within our reach. It's sometimes just a matter of asking for it, trusting it, and staying committed to it. So on this note, I spoke at VidCon this weekend, which in hindsight, actually I knew while it was happening, that it was a really cool opportunity. If you don't know what VidCon is, it's this huge conference for video creators, mainly YouTubers. It's very YouTube based, but it also applies to anybody creating video, whether it's on Instagram or Facebook or live video. Like, there's so many forms of video creation now, and as you know, that's my big passion. And I attended VidCon last year, and this year I was asked to speak and on this like special workshop. So I put together this presentation and talked about the benefits of live events, which is great. I don't know, it's funny, like, sitting here now and thinking about what might happen in the future, like, maybe everything I do is going to be based around live events. I'm not sure, but it certainly feels like it's really moving towards that direction. And live in general is huge for me. I do live video, as I'm doing right now. I do live video everywhere. If any of you guys are on YouNow, I'm now doing YouNow broadcasts, which is amazing, and I could talk about that today or another day. But anyway, so I spoke at VidCon, which is like, how cool to put on my speaking resume that I spoke at VidCon, which is this massive conference that is taken very seriously. This year, they blew this conference out of the water. They had a special live music element to it. I just watched the footage last night. They had like Jason Derulo and all these famous YouTubers do all these live performances as if it were like a real musical concert, and it was a real concert. And I was like, oh my gosh, and they live streamed it and had this thing, all this incredible equipment. It's like VidCon is a huge deal and getting bigger and bigger, and seeing an event like that is so moving to me, because when it started, I remember I would hear about VidCon and it was just kind of like, like, cool, like a YouTube event, but even I wasn't compelled to go. I don't know why. I guess like it just didn't seem that great, but over the past few years, VidCon is like this super big deal. And so to see VidCon go from this small event to this massive event where, you know, they're just doing huge things with it, I feel like that's so inspiring for what might happen for my own work. And I think it's so helpful for all of us to see what other people are doing, to understand what's possible, and to see how things have evolved too. Sometimes we can focus so much on where somebody is or a brand is or an event is and just say like, oh, I can never do that, it's so big, it's out of my reach. But if you go back in time and see where they were when they first started, and again, coming back to the skateboard video, like if you just saw a clip of this guy landing the skateboard move or whatever you call it, you'd be like, wow, like that's so impressive. Like he's just a natural and I could never do that. But the fact that that skateboard video shows from beginning to end the process and how much work it took, how long it took to accomplish this, that's what makes it inspiring and motivating, because you see that nobody's perfect when they start, and that there is an evolution and all of us can do similar or the same things if we trust in it, if we commit to it, and if we practice it, right? Like this topic just gets me so fired up. I'll pause for a moment to see if you guys watching live have any questions. I did see a comment come through. Unlimited Flow says, as long as you do what makes you proud of yourself, I think that's really amazing. Agreed. Oh, what I meant to mention, so I spoke at VidCon at this business workshop, and it was available for anybody who is a creator. VidCon has like different pass levels, and one of the levels is for content creators to learn how to develop their brands and all of that. So this is like my people, like I love speaking to creators. And there were probably, I don't know, at least 60 people, I would imagine, somewhere between 60 to 100 people in the audience. And they were all super engaged and passionate. Yep, Evie's doing her usual. She loves sitting on my bed over there. Whatever. I'm going to turn my camera so you can see how incredibly adorable she is. So there was a Q&A section during this workshop, and it was so wonderful to be able to talk to all of these creators and answer their questions. And some of them have stayed in touch and came up to me afterwards and asked me even more specific questions. And I realized how many of them kind of doubt themselves. Or how many of them feel like they might not be very good. So even people that have a lot of followers, I'm sure I've talked about this before in videos, but I'm constantly amazed by hearing from or talking to content creators who from the outside seem to be super successful, but on the inside still have a lot of self-esteem issues, still are fearful, still aren't fully trusting, still don't feel like they're good enough, all of those emotions that I've gone through so many times, I'm sure you guys go through in whatever element of your life. And it's just amazing how simple it is in a way to just trust and stay committed, but how easy it is to not trust and how easy it is to give up. And I can't tell you how many people I've known over the years of being in this business of seeing people give up. Incredible people. Seeing people get frustrated. Seeing people get burnt out. And maybe that's because they're not truly passionate about it. Maybe because they realize along the way that that's not what they want to do. But I often wonder, is that what's happening? Or is it that they stopped trusting, they stopped believing in themselves, and they weren't getting the results that they wanted in the time frame that they wanted? And I would say that one of the best lessons I've learned is that timing is everything, and you never know when opportunities are going to happen. For me, relative to YouTube, I have small channels. And it's funny how like that relativity has changed over time. There was a point when I was one of the top vegan YouTubers, and now like who knows where I stand. But veganism has grown so much on YouTube that there's massive channels that have hundreds of thousands of followers. And you know, I have under 100,000 subscribers on my main Eco Vegan Gal platform. And it would be very easy for me to say, well, this isn't working, and I'm not good enough, and nobody cares. And trust me, these emotions go through my head. I have to battle them on a regular basis. There are days and there are certain parts of the days where I do kind of, I don't know, I wouldn't say that I feel like giving up, but I'm like, I get down on myself. Hey Saul, thanks for being here. However, I don't give up because deep down I believe in myself and I'm committed, and I have to follow my own advice is that I need to stick with it, because being consistent and sticking with things over time is where the magic happens. And I will tell you that I've had some phenomenal opportunities over the years that have been in alignment with people that are much larger than I am numbers-wise. So, for example, when I was speaking at VidCon this weekend, one of the guys is talking about how he goes on Dr. Oz and has worked with Tyra Banks, like these huge people, and I'm sitting there going, oh my gosh, like I haven't had those opportunities. Who am I to be speaking at this event? And the other speaker has like a huge following. I had no idea how many subscribers she had and views that she gets. And I looked at this afterwards and I was like, whoa, like I feel like this tiny little channel and brand compared to them. But it didn't matter, because the people putting on the event believed in me, and they're not just looking at my numbers. I'm so much bigger than my numbers. So it's kind of like, if we get into this comparison mindset, and if we get into this, well, I'm not good enough yet mindset, and maybe I never will be, then we actually limit ourselves, and we get to this point where we get in our own way. But the rewards come to people at all different stages, and most of the rewards happen when you've been committed for a long time. So while I may not have as big a numbers as some people, I've been in this field for a very long time, and nobody can cheat experience. Experience comes with time. People can cheat their numbers, they can lie about things, or they can grow really fast through various tactics, but experience is a completely different thing. And, you know, coming back to that skateboarder, he might not be Tony Hawk or whatever, right? Like, excuse my ignorance, but, you know, whoever the, like, hot shot skateboarder is, but this guy has the persistence and the experience over time that leads to the results that he gets. He didn't give up on himself, and he stuck with it, and he learned as he went along, right? You can't fake that. And so I would say to all of you guys, if you have a dream, if if you have a goal, which everybody does, whatever it may be, don't give up on it. Practice trusting. Every single day, practice trusting yourself. Practice believing in yourself and your dreams, your goals. Know that in time, if you stick with something long enough, you are going to learn what you need to learn, and opportunities will come sometimes when you least expect them. Like I said, that phone call that I got today that made me late for this recording, I decided to take it because it was unexpected and it was a business opportunity. And sometimes I don't know exactly where money is going to come and when, even though I'm very strategic about it. Some of it's out of my hands. So I have many forms of income, many streams, multiple streams of income, as they call it in the business world. And some of them are just very up in the air. You never know when somebody's going to buy something from you. You can market it, but that doesn't mean that that's going to work right away. So most of my work is based in trust and time. I have to just wait and see what happens, right? And so what's interesting is like some opportunities, maybe even most opportunities, they just kind of come when they come. And I have to trust in myself and the universe that I will be taken care of. And the clearer I am about what I need and when, and the more trust that I put out there, the easiest this whole process becomes. And it's hard for a lot of people to trust in that. But again, it's all practice. Trust is a practice. I think that as humans, we tend to be very impatient. We want results right away. But for most of the greatest things in the world that we're going to accomplish, patience is required. Sometimes people are overnight successes, but a lot of the things that we perceive as overnight successes aren't actually overnight successes. It's just that you didn't know about this person until they became a success, but that doesn't mean that they haven't been working on it for 10 years. A lot of the people that I've been following and look up to have been in their fields for a minimum of 10 years. And I haven't even crossed my 10-year timeline yet for my brand. So I'm like, there's a lot ahead of me. I feel like I'm just getting started. That's interesting too. Like YouTube will say this, like through VidCon or various releases that they do. YouTube has been around for 12 years. And I feel like it's only been the past few years that YouTube has been taken very seriously. And a lot of big things have happened in the past few years. But it's just really the beginning. And the YouTube CEOs or the higher ups in YouTube will say this, is that we are just looking at the beginning of YouTube. We're just at the beginning of social media. A lot is going to happen in the next 5, 10, 15, 20, 50 years. So the same thing could be true of you and whatever you're working on. 10 years can seem like a really long time, but sometimes that's just the beginning. Think about who you were as a 10-year-old. I don't know if there are anybody under 10 watching, but I actually met a 9-year-old vegan YouTuber at VidCon, which was really sweet. But my point is like, remember how you were at 10 years old, or can you even remember that? Like, that you were just getting started with your life. Not even. A lot of people don't consider themselves getting started until they're 18, 20, 30, 40 years old. And that's 40 years. So why do we get frustrated with ourselves when we've been doing something for 10 years and the results aren't there, or a month? Sometimes a year. A lot of people are like, a year's gone by and I'm not where I want to be. You still have so much time. So put it into perspective. All right. Let me see the comments that have come through. Unlimited Flow says, I agree, keep on keeping on. And Ted said, you can be so inspiring sometimes. Not sure you realize when you accomplish that. Thank you, Ted. I have to say today I feel on fire, so I feel really good about this video. But sometimes I record videos and I'm like, I don't know if this video is going to resonate with anybody. I do want to remind you guys of Eco Vegan Pal. And I still have that special deal going on. I meant to email my main list last week, but because of this project I've been working on, that hasn't happened yet. So if you are interested in joining Eco Vegan Pal and the annual membership, and you want the special surprise care package box I'm putting together for a very limited amount of people, you can still sign up at ecoveganpal.com. And some people have asked about what that entails. So Eco Vegan Pal is a paid membership community, and it is an opportunity for you to not only connect with me on a deeper level, but get to know other people all around the world. There are about 60 people that are part of Eco Vegan Pal so far, and this is just the beginning of Eco Vegan Pal. So I hope that it'll be in the thousands one day, but I really hope to cross the 100 member mark sometime in the next couple months, maybe even a lot sooner than that. And so what I'm doing right now with Eco Vegan Pal is only offering annual memberships because I want a very committed group of people to be there in the beginning to develop it. So knowing that you're in it for the long run. And right now it is $90 to join for the entire year. So that works out to be, what is it? It's under $9 a month. What's 90 divided by 12? Oops, $7.50. So it's $7.50 a month. And then I will offer a monthly membership at around $9. I think that's going to be the monthly cost. So you actually save money if you sign up for the annual plan, and you get a free copy of the Healthy Organic Vegan on a Budget ebook. You get a free copy of, I think, Simple Ways to Make and Save Money I put in there. And the first 12 people to sign up, there's some spaces left in that. And if you're one of the first 12 people to sign up this round, ouch, I just scratched myself. If you're one of the first people to sign up this round, you will also get a special care package from me that I'm putting together and personalizing. I have incredible products to send to you, and I think I'm going to have even more to send than I initially anticipated. Now that I'm thinking about this out loud, I just thought of something else. So pouring lots of love in there. But Eco Vegan Pal is something I'm just putting a lot of energy into. There'll be a special section for the uncensored community, so you guys can get to know each other, but you also will get access to some private videos of mine. I've teased this a little bit off and on over time, where I have some videos that I want to share with you, but they're very private, and I wanted to have like a private place to put them in, and that has always been my vision for Eco Vegan Pal. So there'll be like this special like locked section of Eco Vegan Pal for you guys, for the uncensored watchers, and you can go in there and watch all my like super private videos. And the reason for that is just so I know who's watching, who's part of it. You know, there's sometimes like random strangers, and I just don't feel safe or comfortable sharing certain elements of my life with them. But the advantage of Eco Vegan Pal is it's a very private group. So not only can I trust that the right people are watching it, but also you can trust that you're in a very special private community of people. So that means that you can feel more comfortable commenting, you can feel more comfortable sharing your own life. I have people in there asking about dating. You might even meet like the love of your life in there, or your new best friend. One of the cool things about Eco Vegan Pal is that you can instantly see where people are all around the world. I think there isn't a map in there, but everybody has what's the word I'm looking for? Like underneath their name, it shows where everybody lives. So it's amazing. I'm always blown away by who I meet. Last night, this wasn't on Eco Vegan Pal, but I use this new program called YouNow to broadcast live. And last night I was talking to someone from Nepal who is studying Buddhism. He's like a teenager in Nepal studying Buddhism. And we talked for like 15 or 20 minutes online. And I was like, this is so cool. And it's just driven me to want to connect people from all around the world, because each of you have something to offer one another. Each of you could use the support of somebody. Each of you wants to meet new people. Some of you might want to fall in love, or like I said, make new friends, or you just want to get to know me more. Like, there's so many elements of this that I've poured into Eco Vegan Pal. And yeah, so if you want to sign up now, not only do you get in early, but you also get some special sign-up bonuses that won't be there later on. And just to reiterate, it's $90 to sign up for Eco Vegan Pal right now for the whole year. And then eventually I'll have a monthly, like a month-to-month option where you can cancel or pause anytime, and that'll be $9 a month. So it's more bang for your buck for $90. You get all the bonuses, and you also get to contribute to Eco Vegan Pal coming together. So the reason it's a paid community is, A, because when people pay for things, they tend to be more invested in it. I trust me, over the years, I've offered a lot of things for free, and when things are free, a lot of people either just don't show up to it, or they don't put in the work to it, and whatever. So A, it's motivation to participate and to really commit to finding what you need when you pay for something, but also, you know, just to cover the costs involved. So there's a ton of time of my own that goes into putting together something like Eco Vegan Pal, plus just all the back end, so the web hosting and the services, programs that I'm using for this. Eventually Eco Vegan Pal is going to have some newer features that I have to pay for on a monthly basis. So that's why there's a charge for Eco Vegan Pal. And yeah, so that's it for today, unless you guys have any specific questions or anything else you want to talk about. I've already been chatting for over 30 minutes, and I think I'm going to go do a YouNow live stream. It depends. Oh yeah, okay. I think I am going to. So I'll give you a moment in case any of you have any questions or requests, and if not, I'm going to get going, but you can join me on YouNow. So if you don't know about YouNow yet, it is this awesome live streaming platform. You just go to younow.com and you can watch on their website. They have apps for your phone and for your computer if you want to do it that way. And you can search for Eco Vegan Gal. I'll put a link to it in the YouTube description field too. And I'm working on a YouNow schedule, but I'll probably do YouNows like almost every day because it's awesome. I did a YouNow broadcast this morning at 3:30 a.m. Pacific time, and I had so many people in there talking to me, including the guy in Nepal. And it's like the community on YouNow is like anything else I've ever experienced. So I'd love to have you guys part of it. So check that out in the description. I'll link to Eco Vegan Pal in the description. I will link to the skateboarder video in the description. I'll link to Creative Wealth, everything. I have so many things to put in there for you. So check out the YouTube description. I will be back here again next Monday at 5 p.m. Pacific. Hopefully I won't be delayed like I was today. And stay tuned 2 weeks for today when I get to tell you all about the secret project I'm working on. Mainly it'll be like a good story. Yeah, so can't wait to share that with you. All right, I gotta get going. Thank you for watching live. Thank you for those watching the recording. Thanks for being part of the community. Hope to see some of you within the Eco Vegan Pal community. If you have any questions about that, let me know. And I would love to see you across social media in between videos. So I'm on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, Snapchat. I'm kind of on Pinterest, but I haven't like posted a lot on there. So the other platforms are where I'm most active, and of course the main Eco Vegan Gal channel. It has tons of videos, plus live videos every Friday. So I've got some live video schedules, and because people have been asking a lot recently, I'm working on the strategy for What a Vegan Eats, which is one of my other YouTube channels, and I'm trying to figure out how I'm going to do that. So stay tuned. Lots coming your way, including the live events. I'm working on so much for you. I appreciate all of you so much, and I hope to chat with you more here and on the other platforms. Until next time, all the best to you on your journey to feel as happy and healthy as possible. I'm here for you all the time, and I'll see you next time. Bye.